If you think trucking is bad now, it's going to get a lot worse.
Guys, things are a lot worse than I actually thought it was. I just got finished looking at about 6 TikToks, and not just TikTok videos, but videos on other social media platforms about a lot of the American truck drivers, as far as like the semi-truck drivers who do the over-road driving, transporting goods from the ports to our local stores. A lot of the truck drivers are really hurt right now. I watched at least 3 videos where the truck drivers are saying just in this short amount of time with the tariffs going on that they have to actually sell their entire truck. A lot of those people pay at least $255,000 for the semi. So for those of you who don't know what those trucks cost, they cost around 200 and something thousand. One guy said the best offer that he got on the semi truck was $140,000, and the semi truck is actually a 2020, a 2020. That's just shy of 5 years old. So it's real out here when the truck drivers start speaking out about what's going on with them. They're experiencing a huge shortage where it comes to them being contractors, being contracted out to ship stuff for this company and ship stuff for that company. A lot of those guys that's even saying that selling their trucks, they're applying for local jobs where they can drive for a company. And they said a lot of those companies that ships products are actually laying their employees off. Or some of them are even cutting their employees' hours. So it's definitely real. Just seeing the videos like that just let me know just how serious things are, because these are people making videos that lives are really 100% being impacted by the tariffs. We would have never thought in a million years that putting tariffs on China and putting tariffs on these other countries would affect the United States so fast. I would have never thought that the impact would be so fast. The store shelves, a lot of the store shelves really are running empty right now. A lot of people are still using their overstocked products that they ordered from these companies, meaning that shipments are still coming in because they were ordered before the tariffs were implemented. And so they have to honor what's been implemented, basically like a contract type deal. So things are more serious than I thought it was, man. And like, if this is like only the second day of May 2025, I mean, I hate to see what the second and third week of May is going to look like. And we are just in the second day of May, and we're already seeing a humongous catastrophic breakdown of people already talking about losing their jobs when it comes to trucking and transporting food from one state to the next state. The ports are just really, it's bad. What's going on at the ports right now is bad. And you know what's really worse? A lot of those jobs are actually union jobs, and the union can't really do anything about that. They can't really override the president of the United States. So I wanted to just bring you guys that, man. That's really some heartbreaking, sad news, man.
The U.S. trucking industry, once the lifeline of the American economy, is facing a harsh downturn known as the trucker recession. This slowdown is not just about fewer loads or lower freight rates. It's about livelihoods being shattered and families left to struggle in silence. Tariffs, especially those impacting international trade, have had a domino effect on supply chains. When tariffs are imposed on imported goods, prices go up, demand falls, and the need for transportation drops. American manufacturers and retailers reduce orders, warehouses sit half full, and trucks that used to move goods daily now sit idle in parking lots. Truckers, particularly those who rely on cross-border or long-haul freight, are seeing their job opportunities vanish. Thousands of independent owner-operators and company drivers are finding themselves out of work. With fewer goods moving across the country, freight rates have plummeted. Even when jobs are available, they often pay far less than they did just a year or 2 ago. Many truckers are forced to accept unsustainable rates just to stay on the road. Others are simply parking their rigs for good. Some trucking companies have already filed for bankruptcy. Others are cutting routes, laying off staff, or closing terminals. For the average trucker, who may have invested thousands into maintaining their truck or taken out loans to buy one, this downturn is devastating.
So trucking is down right now. I'm talking about levels that we haven't seen since the pandemic. Now, the reason for this all of a sudden is all because of Trump's tariffs. They created a market of uncertainty, and as a result, folks just aren't shipping stuff here, and that hurts truckers. Now, I just want to remind you that Republicans can stop any of this whenever they want, because Congress has the ability to take Trump's tariffs power away from him, so we all can come together to axe the Trump tax. But because they're too afraid of him, they won't do it. So truckers are getting screwed because Republicans are too weak to stand up to Donald Trump. Shameful.
The trucking industry moves over 70% of the freight in the U.S., yet today, it's slowly collapsing under the weight of economic pressure. This isn't just a temporary dip. It's a structural failure caused by rising operational costs, low freight demand, and destructive policies like tariffs and inflation-driven fuel prices. For independent truckers and small fleets, it's become almost impossible to break even. Fuel, insurance, maintenance, and loan payments are stacking up while freight rates continue to fall. Imagine being an owner-operator with a $150,000 truck loan and no stable jobs coming in. That's the harsh reality many are living in right now. Mass layoffs are reshaping lives. In the past year, dozens of trucking companies, both big names and small operators, have laid off thousands. When one company folds, the impact spreads. Suppliers, dispatchers, warehouse workers, and the truckers themselves are all affected. Families lose not just income, but also health insurance, retirement savings, and housing stability. Some truckers have left the industry entirely, selling their rigs for a fraction of what they paid or walking away from careers that once gave them pride and purpose. Others try to adapt, taking on gig work or minimum wage jobs just to survive.
The President of the United States answering questions about, do he think that the tariffs on China was a good idea based on the fact that the ports are literally running empty and truck drivers are losing their jobs. Donald Trump answered the question without hesitation this time. I know sometimes Trump, he won't just come right out and answer the question. He answered the question this time. He said it's okay. He said it's okay. He's basically saying that it's okay for the ports to run empty like they are. He's also saying that it's okay for the truck drivers to lose their jobs because more money is coming into the U.S. with the tariffs. Now, I will say this. That is correct. There's more money coming into the U.S. with the tariffs, but at what cost? Thousands of truck drivers losing their jobs. Now, I just witnessed this firsthand about truck drivers. I'm coming up the highway just now before I started this TikTok, picking my little ones up from school. And I see semis on the highway, but not as aggressive as I'm usually seeing them on the highway, which means a lot of these truck drivers are starting to get laid off and starting to lose their jobs, man, because it looks like the money that's being pulled into the United States from the tariffs, it's going to bring more money to the U.S., but it's not bringing any jobs to the U.S. So let me know what you guys think of this right here. Like, he said it right out of his own mouth. I mean, I watched the clips to make sure that it wasn't edited, it wasn't jump cuts, it wasn't chopped. It was original content straight from the president. He said that he's okay with the ports being the way that they are and truck drivers losing their jobs because more money is coming to the U.S. I would normally try to stitch his video into my video, but y'all know TikTok is changing the rules where it has to be your own original content. So on my TikTok, I try not to do that. But let me know what you guys think of that, man. That's crazy because some of these truck drivers that's been affected could be a loved one of yours, a husband, a dad, granddad, a close relative, brother or sister. So it's gonna get real. I mean, this is just the beginning, and Trump's not letting up either. That's the wild thing. He's not letting up.
You know the worst thing you could do in trucking is not read the signs. I'm not talking about that open DOT sign. I'm not talking about the stop sign. I'm talking about the trucking recession sign, okay? Trucking is actually is in the toilet. It's a bloodbath right now, all right? And for anyone who thought that Trump was just going to come in and magically just make things popping again, nah, not again. Not right now. Not for a little bit, all right? Especially with these tariffs. It only can get worse. It only can get worse.
America's truck drivers are hitting a crisis point. Due to ongoing tariff issues, a growing number of drivers are now on the verge of unemployment, and many haven't received their paychecks on time. These are the same workers who kept goods moving through the pandemic, now left waiting for wages they've already earned. As trade slows and shipping demand collapses under tariff pressures, trucking companies are cutting hours, missing payments, and warning of massive layoffs. For blue-collar workers already battling rising costs, this is a gut punch. Is this the cost of tariff warfare? While politicians debate trade strategies, it's the working class, America's backbone, that's paying the price. Families are left wondering how to pay rent, put food on the table, or cover bills with nothing coming in. When those who drive the economy are stalled, what does that say about our priorities? What do you think? Is this a trade policy gone too far, or just the beginning of a deeper economic slide?
The trucker recession is more than just a slowdown. It's a breaking point. With mass layoffs, collapsing freight rates, and rising costs, thousands of hardworking truckers are being forced to give up. These are men and women who once fueled America's economy, now left without jobs, security, or a voice. Families are suffering. Dreams are being put on hold. And the worst part? It's all happening in silence. At Orbit Point, we shine a light on the stories that matter, stories like this one that are too often overlooked. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Let us know in the comments how you feel about the trucker crisis. And most importantly, subscribe to Orbit Point and turn on notifications so you never miss a real story impacting real people. Stay informed. Stay aware. This is Orbit Point.